Okay, so we have the symbols we use. Okay. Oh, obviously we also have parallel, perpendicular, also. Okay, so, oh, perpendicular, see, there I go again, perpendicular, forgot the P. Alright, I forgot the P. Okay, so, we're finding the parallel line, but to find that parallel line, I need to find the equation to this line. We already did that in the part 1 of this, okay? So, boom, that's the equation of the line. Alright, this gives me some room over here to do some kind of thinking. Like, okay, the most important thinking is m equals negative 1/5. So, if and only if m equals negative 1/5, then m parallel equals negative 1/5. Because they have to be the same, right? That gives me my slope for the second equation. My m parallel has to be the same. So the slope for this equation is given. So I have a slope. I have a point. I know that y equals mx plus b. Okay? So I plug it in. That's the whole thing. So now I've got x and y. So I've got 8 equals negative 1/5 x, which is 7, plus b. Okay? So, what is it? Well, this is really 7 over 1. So I have 8 equals negative 7 over 5 plus b. So I add 7/5 of both sides. But remember, this is really 8 equals negative 1 2/5 plus b. Because, you know, in essence, right, 7/5 is the same as 1 2/5. So now I add 1 2/5. I add 1 2/5. And it's really not that hard. I've got 9 2/5 equals b. So now I have b and I have m. I know that my equation for y parallel is equal to m parallel x parallel plus b parallel. So I just plug that all in. Y parallel is equal to m negative 1/5 x parallel plus 9 2/5. Okay? So the equation is y equals negative 1/5 x plus 9 2/5. Boom. That's the equation of my second line. The line that goes through this point that is parallel to this line. But that's not the answer to the question. It will be an answer to a question on your test when they say, I give you 2 points. Find the line that's parallel to this line that goes through this point. So they actually give you 3 points. 2 points is a line. And then they give you a third point off the line. And they want you to find the equation of the line that goes through this point but is parallel to this line. Okay? But the answer to this question says, I want to know what u is. If I plug 6 in for x, what is y, in other words? So the point to this equation is y becomes u, x becomes 6.
Why does y become u?
Because x, y.
On the last one it became u too?
Uh-huh. Because it was the same problem.
Okay, so u.
The last one was the same problem, but I put perpendicular in between them. Now I'm putting parallel. So I'm looking at the two sets of points that create the two lines.
So when you're,
and in the
when you're trying to figure out a letter,
uh-huh.
you just basically at the end of it put the u, substitute that for the y.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And now we just do the math. U is equal to negative 6 over 5 plus 9 over 9 and 2/5. But in this case, since I'm going to be adding fractions, let's change this 9 and 2/5 into 5 times 9 is 45 plus 2 is 47 fifths. Right? Might as well change it in that step because I'm going to be adding these to find my u, and it's not nice and neat for me. So in this case, I need to make the improper fraction and then just add them up. So 6 minus 47, 41 over 5. So u is equal to 41 over 5. Or what? 5 goes in the 40 8 times with 1 left over. U is equal to 8 1/5. So 6 and 8 1/5 would be the coordinate that they're looking for. Okay? Questions on that one?
These ones, they don't ask you to graph it.
Oh, no, on these ones they don't ask you to graph it, but can we?
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah. Now the greatest thing about these ones, it's really not that hard, and I'll graph it real quick. You don't even have to use, but we should go over and how to graph the line of an equation again. But for these ones, think about it. Once you have the points, it's simple to graph, right? And you're going, no. But yes, it is, because I got 7, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 7, 3. I've got 2, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? I got 2 points. I got a line. Okay? Now, I'll graph the other one in green, or let's go red, so you can really tell the difference on the computer. So the next one is 7, 8, because that was the easy one. 7, 8, so 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the point. Okay? And then the point we found was 6 and 8.2 or 8 1/5. Yeah. So 8, the other one was 7, 8, so 8 1/5 is going to be like that. So, see how that's parallel?
Wait, how did you get 8? I'm sorry.
8?
U equals 8 1/5.
8 1/5. 6 and 8 1/5.
So you would have to.
So I'm just plugging in this point and this point to make this line. And the same way over there, remember when we did the perpendicular? Now this is when we're doing parallel to show something's parallel. You do that. Right? But then when you do perpendicular, let's do the perpendicular one in blue. And let's grab those points real quick. They were 6, 3 is what we found, right? With 7 and 8. So 7, 8 is really easy. That's this one, right? But now I got to go 6, 3. So I go to 6, and I come down to 3. 6, 3. Is that about right? Wow. And so that's 6, 3. Okay? And to show that they're perpendicular, you go like this. You know what's really cool is, later on you'll find that, well, if it's perpendicular to this line and this is parallel to this line, then what?
Perpendicular to the other line too.
Yeah.
Ah!
Boom. And that's what you start doing in geometry.
So you would have, when you go u equals 41/5 or 8/5, if you're graphing it, you're going to have to put it down, I mean, to break it down, right?
Yeah, so our 2 points are, so if I'm graphing it, I'd have to break what down? What do you mean?
41/5.
Yeah. Yeah, or just think of it as a little more innate when you graph it.
Okay, and like on the test, are you going to accept 41/5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like to see you put it in lower terms
Oh,
than
man,
the
come
mixed fractions, but
All right.
you know, I'm not gonna count it wrong. But here's the thing: the test is multiple choice, so will you be able to find it if you don't put it in?
Oh, okay.
So that's the question. So yeah. Now, obviously, I made this one up. This wasn't on the test, right? The one that came out on the test was nice and easy. Okay? Nice, neat, whole numbers. You'll find that a lot on the test, too. Okay? Now, you won't have a problem like this on the test.
Is there going to be problems like 6, 1/5? You know what I mean?
Fractions in the coordinates.
Oh!
Thank you.
Fractions in the coordinates. I don't think so.
No wonder she wants to hear words.
Yeah.
I get you now.
No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty, well, you have the practice test. Do you see any fractions in those? If you don't, then you won't see any fractions in the other. If you do, then you might. Okay, we good?